Meta is so back. This is Muse Code, Meta's brand new coding agent, and it dropped in beta today. It lives in your terminal and it's built for the messy jobs, not toy scripts. Plan a change across a big repo, write the code, run it, check its own work. The clever part is what runs in the background. It keeps a set of agents alive for your whole session so they remember what they have already figured out instead of starting cold each and every time. And when a job's big enough, it splits it into separate workers running in parallel, each in its own isolated copy, so nothing steps on your actual files. Meta says they had it built 6 game feature at once with zero collisions. Everything it does gets written to a local log first, so if it crashes, it picks up exactly where it stopped, no lost work. One line to install, and you are on the cheapest tier straight away. It is API based. Let me get it installed on my Ubuntu system with this one liner. You can also get your API key from dev.meta.ai. I already have it, and you can see that it is already installed. Let me now launch this Muse, and it is going to ask us to trust, and because we need to log in first time. And now let's set an API key. You can also log in with browser. Let me paste my model API key. Let me now press enter, and I'm now logged in, and you can see that it is using the Muse Spark 1.2, which we also have covered on the channel a little while back. For the first test, let's try out a real full stack real world application. And for that, I'm going to install it in front of you, both the backend and front end. So this is an application which is based on Fast API, Redis, Docker, and it's a coastal cabin, a holiday park booking app which is using all of these technologies. Right now it is completely broken because I have planted 5 bugs across it. I'm going to hand the whole thing to Muse Code and say fix it. So backend is running. Let me also launch the front end. Let me show it to you in the browser. So I'm just going to open another tab and paste that URL. So you can see that at the moment it is giving us this error. And this is what we want this Muse code to fix with the help of Muse Spark 1.2. Let me give it the prompt here. So I'm just going to paste it here. You can also give it the voice input, by the way. So all I'm doing, I'm just telling it about that full stack application and asking it to fix the bugs. It is thinking. And by the way, recently I have started this free weekly AI newsletter, which you can subscribe at fahadmirza.substack.com. And MuseSpark is working pretty nicely, and you can see that the interface is quite clean. I'm just going to press yes here and just don't ask this question. I will let it work, and you can see it has already fixed a lot of bugs, by the way, and I can already tell you that it is doing pretty fine. And for every dangerous command it is asking me my input, which is great. It is now testing it by bringing the stack up. As I mentioned earlier, this model is powered by this Muse Spark 1.2, which is their newest model, and it is built for exactly this kind of work what we are doing. Not one short code snippets, but real workflows, writing, reviewing, debugging, running long jobs from start to finish in a single session. It's got a million tokens of context, so it can hold a repo in its head at once, and meta tuned it hard for a reliable tool calling, which you just saw, which is the part that actually matters when an agent has to run commands and check its own work on Meta's own benchmark, which you're looking at on your screen. It sits right behind Claude Opus 5 on terminal tasks and real world SUI work, and ahead of a lot of names you would recognize. And the price is quite cheap. On the contributor tier, it's 10 cents per million in, 20 cents out, which is dirt cheap for something in this class, as far as I know. And this is not a sponsored video. Meta is not paying me a cent to do this, but I think this is quite cheap. And I think maybe we should be thanking companies like DeepSeek for sort of forcing these companies to bring their pricing down. But this is cheap, which is great for all of us. Meta trains on what you send, Standard tier keeps your data private but costs more. Either way, it's a serious coding model at a price that makes you look twice. Let's get back to it and see if it actually fixed our app or not. It is still working through, so let's wait. So it has finished working and it says that it has fixed all the bugs. Let's check it out in the application. So I'm just going to hard refresh this. And there you go, the error is gone and no sites are occupied. It has also connected the Docker with our backend, and you can see all the cabins are available with the correct pricing. The booking page is also there, so it is also being loaded. So maybe if I go with Casuarina and then let's go with this, maybe I will just book from tomorrow to for 2 days, maybe let's do it. And then this is estimated total, confirm booking, this is my booking, and it also shows here at the banner. So I think not only it was very quick, it has also done it quite nicely as far as this log is concerned. Let me quickly show you. This is the one, and I didn't even have to start the backend or front end, it was all running. Very nice clean cut one. Let's do another test. Bug fixing is one thing. Now let's see if it can build something from a blank folder. One prompt, one file, no libraries, and I have just pasted all of these characters here. It can't show you here. I will press enter. While it builds, let me maybe open a new file in front of you and show you what exactly I am building here. I'll just paste this in text prompt. So this is what I have given it. So this is a single self-contained HTML file which is asking it to build the simulation of a grand fictional global railway convergence hub. So there's an imaginary place where railways from across the world, like Trans-Siberian from Russia, and then day and night cycle train, some train system from Tokyo, from New York City, from Indonesia, Indian suburban zone, European city zone. These are the ones which I'm asking it to build, and there are few rules where these trains must not collide. So this is what this Muse code is building at the moment. Let's wait for it to come back. And meanwhile, if you want to help out the channel, please become a member. One thing I wanted to show you is this. I really like this. You see, it asks whether to proceed or not to ask again. And more importantly, we can also steer it with this last option as what to do. So I'm just going to go with don't ask again, but I think this one is much better experience than few other tooling. I might also do a comparison video of Muse Code with Hermes Agent and OpenClaw. Remember OpenClaw? I think this is sort of a fad which comes and go. At one time, no one was thinking beyond OpenClaw, and these days, no one is even talking about it. Anyway, I digress. So I will again just keep telling it to don't ask me, and let's wait. I think model is almost there, but I wanted to show you something. Look at this. Model is not only doing code inspection, but more importantly, it is screenshotting it, as you can see here, after installing the libraries, plus a totally multimodal model which is running even the tests in Vision, just to see how the browser looks like, not only in Selenium tests, but also Firefox in a headless mode. So it is writing the code but also verifying it from various angles. It has already done. I'm just going to open it in front of you. So this is where it has saved, I believe. And by the way, these are all the screenshots. How about we look at them first? So this is where it has created, screenshotted it. Looks pretty good. Let's see where the railway.html is. Let me drag and drop. So this is our railway. Okay, so if I start from the top right, all the hub legends are there. You know, the Indonesian KAI, Mumbai's one, New York, and all that are there. You can immediately tell. Now, if you look at the track, it is not bad. It could improve, but it is not bad. It is quite complex too. You see this loop? This is so good. I haven't seen it from any other model. Now these carriages could be better, but I think this is where it should be in horizontal. But anyway, now the color is also changing, as you can see. There are some trees. I don't know what that is. Yeah, that's a tree too. And I haven't seen any collision yet. But if you have, let me know in the comments. Now the slider is also moving on the bottom left. This is the time of the day. And you can see there is a moon, there is some stars. Weather is also clear. Let me change the weather. It's now raining. Is it? Yes, you can see the rain droplets. That is quite cool. I can pause it. Yes, it is paused. Resume. Now look at chaos. Let me, you know, this is a chaos. Everything is moving frantically. This is pretty good. This is a model's innovation. And maybe I'll just increase the speed a bit. Yes, speed is also increased. Again, chaos. Signals clear. And you see, even the signals are moving. Which one is holding, which one is not. And there is also a monsoon. I didn't check that there are other weathers too. Clear, rain, and no, there is even, sorry, I need to check this. I'll go back. Clear, rain, snow, and you can see the snow droplets. This is next level. I haven't seen even Fable 5, DeepSeek, or any other model doing this sort of thing. Let's check the blossoms. These are the blossom. Wow. And this is the model doing its own thing. And this is the monsoon again. And this is a zoom. This is a frame per second. So look, I think this is a world class response, no doubt about that. I don't think so I'll be able to do justice with this Muse Code and Muse Spark 1.2 in one video. So please bear with me. We will do a bit more around this. So finally, towards the end, I'm going to test the headline feature which even Mark Zuckerberg has tweeted about on X. It is fanning out. So if you look at this prompt, I'm asking it to build 10 different rotating kebab spits from around the world all at once, each as its own file, and watch it split into parallel sub-agents working in separate work trees so they never collide. So these are all the ones. If you want me to include your meat or your food here, veg, non-veg, let me know in the comments. But for now, we are going to go with these ones and they all look yummy. So let's wait for Muse Park to start fanning out and then we will see how exactly it performs. And don't worry, towards the end, I will also tell you how much in total it cost me to run all these three prompts. Okay, so it is trying to spawn different and trying to spawn the child. So it will keep trying. So let's wait. And these are the isolated work trees. And now it was able to create that. So it is doing different spawns, probes with the subagents. And you can see that the multiple agents are being spawned one by one for each and every meat type. And now it is building all of those HTML. If I go to the browser, you can see that HTMLs have started appearing. There you go. Another cool thing it did is that it started building because I had given it 10 files to build and it stopped at 8 because it says that 8 are fully occupied, so it paused two of the agents and then it resumed them, and now they have all built it, and from there it is now verifying the results. Let's check it here. Yes, all the files are here, so I will wait for it to finish verifying and then we will check it out. And it is also confirming that all the agents were spawned in parallel and the sandbox was also used on my local system. And then this is a shade realism on every skewer. I can't really wait to see it. Let's wait for it to finish up. Okay, so it took 10 minutes. It's all done. Let me now run this in front of you. So I will just open another terminal and serve it like it is asking me to do. and you can see that now it is being served. Let me now open that index.html file. As you can see that in this folder it has created all of them. So let's go back to terminal, and there you go. Oh wow, this is simply fantastic. If you have been watching my other videos on Qwen 3.8 Max, DeepSeek, and rest of the lot, you would notice that those models were really struggling to get this meat shape right, but this one has got it quite right. So it's a main page, 10 independent all canvas simulations are there, and then some other detail, and it is responsive. And if it is your original food, let me know in the comments. But let's go with the one. I'm just going to go with Turkish toner. Let's click on square here, and this is amazing. You see, it is working, and it is also showing me the progress. What is this carve slice? You see? Oh my god, I didn't ask it to do. Another carving of the slice, another carving, and I will just keep carving it. Oh my god, this is so satisfying. And tap meat. Okay, I can even tap the meat. You see, it says here. Where do we go from here now? This is so good. Let's go back. Let's do the Greek gyro and click the gyro to shave a slice flame on the right. Wow. Again, this is so good. Looks like a gyro too, by the way. Okay, do we want to do all of them? So, shave slice, it's not showing me the shawarma. I'll just reload it. There you go. And it says click drag on cone to shave. Where is the cone? Yeah, it's not working here. I think this one is not good. Let's go back. Let's do the trompo al pastor. Yep, this one is working. And this one is looking pretty good too. You see, at the top banner looks really good. And then there are various others. I'm very happy with it. Let's do paneer tikka. Let's reload it and click a cube. I don't see the cube here. It says press space. I'm also pressing space. Nothing is happening. I think this one is still needs bit of an improvement. But overall, I think this was a pretty good effort. Really good effort. Let me know what you think. So look, this is Muse Code. You will be watching me make more videos on this on the back of Muse Park 1.2. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. And again, thank you for all the support.